Revenge films.
6 months ago, my wife cheated on me and I got a divorce. My wife and I had a young daughter in preschool, but there was no way I would give custody of her to my ex-wife, who was messing around with men like that, and I took her with me. Ever since then, I have been living with my daughter, Amy, but the company I had been working at until then was a company with a lot of overtime. And because I could no longer work overtime, I was unfortunately fired. While using my unemployment insurance, I tried to go on many interviews, but the fact that I was a single father and raising a young child, because I couldn't work overtime, I was rejected by every company. However, I made it through the first round for one company and somehow got myself a second round interview. However, the day of the interview, I saw an old man walking down the street get hit by a bicycle. The old man lost his balance and right in front of my eyes, and his body tumbled into the middle of the road. My body immediately moved and I went to cover for the old man when I lost my consciousness. When I opened my eyes next, I was in the hospital. The accident happened in the morning, but when I opened my eyes, the number one thing I was worried about was picking my daughter from preschool. But then, the nurse that was next to me said,
"Just a few moments ago, someone who said she was an aunt said that she would go pick your daughter up from the preschool to keep her at the house for a while. Please contact her later."
"Thank you very much." I did as the nurse said and I called my aunt. She had driven an hour over here just to come and see me, and she went to go pick my daughter up and would keep her for a few days, and I thanked her. Right after that, I called the company that I was supposed to go to for my interview and I explained that I had been in an accident, but huh? That's not going to be an excuse. You knew that today was your interview, so regardless of an accident, or if spears came raining down, you should have been here no matter what. But I've been unconscious until just now, and I only woke up a few minutes ago. Someone like you who just makes up excuses would be useless even if you came to this company anyway. Please give me a chance. Nope, no way. You were the one that threw away this interview. If you're going to be mad at yourself. After he said that, the interviewer hung up the phone on me. What do I do? Even though I finally made it to a second round interview, my unemployment insurance was going to be over soon and I was devastated, wondering what to do when one woman knocked on the door and came to greet me. However, I had never seen this woman before in my life, so I thought she must have had the wrong room. I think you might be in the wrong room.
This is the room of Mr. Kevin Harrison, right?
Yes?
Actually, the person that you saved was my grandfather.
Oh, is that so? Was your grandfather okay?
Yes, thanks to you. He didn't have one scratch on him.
I'm glad to hear that.
But more so, the phone call you just had. Did you have something important today?
Oh, actually, I had an interview scheduled today.
What?
But I was late for the interview and the company was angry with me and they took away the offer.
That's terrible! What company was the interview for?
It was an interview for a refreshing company. When the woman heard that, she left the room for a short time, and when she came back...
You're going to be able to make that interview one more time, so don't worry.
What? Really?
Yes, I happen to know a certain somebody at that company, and when I spoke to them about it, they said that they would interview you.
Thank you very much. How can I possibly thank you?
I should be the one thanking you. If it weren't for you, I don't think my grandfather would have been okay. And there's no way that we could let you throw away your interview like that. Once your injuries are healed, please go for an interview again.
Thank you. After that, I rested in the hospital, and a couple days later, I was safely discharged from the hospital. When I went to the reception to pay for my hospital bills, I was shocked to find out that they were already taken care of. I immediately knew that it must have been the woman from that day that paid. I wanted to thank her, but we didn't exchange contact information or anything, so I didn't have a way to get in touch with her. I didn't have a choice, but I decided to go to the interview that she had rescheduled for me. And so, the day of the interview, I was extremely nervous, but I arrived at Refreshing Company for my interview. Pardon me. When I knocked on the door, I heard a voice say, "Come in," so I slowly went inside of the room. When I walked in, I nearly raised my voice. That was because the person right in front of me was the old man that I had saved that day. "Are you the man from that day?" I was so confused that my mind couldn't keep up, and I was flustered as I spoke to the old man. But then, he opened his mouth and said, "Apparently, one of my staff was unbelievably rude to you after you saved me, and I am terribly sorry." It turns out that the old man I had saved that day was the CEO of a refreshing company where I had my interview scheduled. No, not at all. When I received the call from my granddaughter, I was shocked. It felt like fate that you were on your way to an interview at our company. So that woman was your granddaughter? Does that mean That you were the one that paid for my hospital bills? Of course I did. I was the one that ran into a bicycle and fell over, and it resulted in getting you severely injured. And also, I have already given a very firm word to the employee who said such rude words to you. I truly am terribly sorry about this. Not at all. I'm just glad that you're okay. And so, when can you start at our company? Does this mean that you're going to accept me? Of course. Our company would be lucky to have such a brave and kind person like you. I had already decided that we would be hiring you. I only brought you here today to thank you, so thank you, truly, for saving my life that day. It's an honor to receive those words from the CEO. However, I am a single father. 6 months ago, I divorced my wife, and right now I'm raising my child myself. Because of that, it's difficult for me to work overtime, and I have been dropped by my previous company for that reason as well. My daughter is not in preschool right now, and my aunt is taking care of her, but she means the world to me. That's not a problem. Whenever you do have overtime nowadays, there's something called remote work, so you can do it from home. Anytime that your child might get sick as well, you can also work from home in the same way, so you don't need to worry about that. Thank you very much. I'm going to do my best here. When he heard those words, the CEO smiled as he nodded his head in approval. After that, when the interview was over, I walked out of the room and the woman from that day was waiting there.
Please, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Jessica. Thank you very much for saving my grandfather. If it would be all right with you, we would like to take you out for dinner with your daughter as well. Would that be okay?
But are you sure?
Of course.
From there, I officially started at Refreshing Company. For the record, the interviewer who took away my original interview was found to be conducting interviews and selecting people simply based on his own preferences, especially beautiful women. He would hire them without considering any of their skills or knowledge, and he even sexually harassed them to return the favor of giving them a job. On the other hand, no matter how high their skill or knowledge level was, they found out that he was dropping any handsome guys because they irritated him, and so he was relegated. I couldn't believe that an interviewer would be a guy like that. After the accident, it became a catalyst for Jessica and I to get to know each other well. That being said, I was 5 years older than her, and I even had a child. I thought it would be rude to develop feelings, but Jessica was really sweet to my daughter, and the more we started to spend time together outside of work, we naturally developed into a relationship. I definitely thought that the CEO would be against his precious granddaughter dating a once-divorced single father like me. 2 years after we started dating, we went to go formally greet him, but it turned out that he already knew about it. But there's nothing that could make me happier. I know better than anybody what an honest and good person that you are, so please, take care of my granddaughter and make her happy. He gave us his blessing, and from there, it was quick for us to get married. Now, Amy also looks happy as she says,
Mommy!
to Jessica. When my ex-wife cheated on me, I was overwhelmed with shock. And after that, I thought I was going to break from not being able to get a job, but I never could have imagined that helping one person could change my entire fate like this. At that time, I couldn't have dreamed that after such devastation, this happy ending was waiting for me. But from now on, I'm going to continue working hard for the CEO that I saved and in turn saved me, while also protecting my precious family.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.